Horticulture, fashion and craft. Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing us on how to make a beautiful body pleated turban cap with a loop design at the front. It is very easy to make. I have with me here 1 yard of scuba fabric. It is stretchy, as you can see. This part is not stretching. We'll be cutting our edge circumference along this stretchy part of the fabric. So what I'll be doing, my edge circumference is 23 inches. I'll be cutting out my band first. For the band height, I'm going to measure 3 inches. Three inches. Then I'll connect the dotted lines together. Then I'll cut it out. These 3 inches, I'll be folding it into 2. Then it will give me 1.5 inches. By the time I sew 1/2 inch to the base, I'll be left with 1 inch. I'm going to put this aside for now. Then, next is to cut the body of the turban. I'm going to maintain the same edge circumference. This time around, the length is going to be 30 inches because I'll be pleating it. So what I have here is my edge circumference by 30 inches. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move to this edge. I'm going to measure 1.5 inches. I'll move to the other edge and measure 1.5 inches. I've done this tutorial before severally. From this 1.5 inches, I'm going to measure another 1.5 inches. I'll move to the other edge and measure 1.5 inches. I'm measuring on the wrong side of the fabric. Please take note. I'll continue measuring 1.5 inches on the left, and on the right, I'll measure 1.5 inches. I will continue this way till I get to the edge of the fabric. After marking, you will turn the fabric to the right side. Then you will take your band. This is the wrong side of the band. You will fold it into 2 this way. Then I'm going to place it on the base. I'll take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch straight down. I've sewn the band to the base, as you can see, with 1/2 inch. This is how it looks like on the right side. So I'm going to flip it back to the wrong side So the next thing to do, I'm going to pinch on the first line this way. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch straight down. I've done this step severally. If you have been following my tutorials, you'll be familiar with this step. I'll move to the second line. I'm going to pinch it this way. I'll fold it inward like this. Then I'm going to sew 1/4 inch straight down. I'll move to the third line. I'm going to pinch on the line this way. I'll fold it inward. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch straight down. I'll continue with this process till I get to the edge of the fabric. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch this way. I'll move to the next line. I'm going to pinch it this way. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch straight down. I'm going to continue like so till I get to the last mark of the fabric. Let me quickly do that and show us the next step to take. I've sewn it, as you can see. This is the right side of the fabric and this is the wrong side of the fabric. So the next thing to do, I'm going to fold it into two. I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch straight down this way. This folded edge is the center front. So the next thing to do, I'll take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew a straight stitch this way. I'll sew it this way. At this folded edge, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches. I'm going to mark it. I'm going to stop my sewing at this 1.5 inches. I've sewn it, as you can see, and I stop here. So I'm going to cut out the excess fabric. This is my leftover fabric. So the next thing to do, I'm going to measure the width of 9 inches. You can make use of 10 inches, 9 inches, 8 inches, depending on how wide you want the loop to be. So I'll be using 9 inches. 9 inches width, 10 inches length. You can use any width and length of your choice. The next thing to do, this is the right side of the fabric. So I'm going to fold it into two, like so. Then I'll take to my sewing machine. I'll sew 1/2 inch straight down. After that, I will turn it inside out. I've sewn it, as you can see. So I'm going to cut out this excess fabric. I'll turn it inside out. I'll be needing a foam to insert into it. I'm going to measure the length. The length is 10 inches, but I'll be cutting the length 8 inches on the foam. The length of the fabric is 10 inches, but I will be cutting the length 8 inches on the foam. So I'm going to fold the foam like so, then I'll pass it through the fabric. You can use wadding. You can substitute this foam to wadding. If you don't have this, you can use wadding as well. It will still work fine for it. This seam line, you will make it face down, then you will pass it through the cap. You will bring it out from this 1.5 inches hole that we left. I will hold it at one edge, then the other edge I will bring it out from the front like so. Then I'm going to hold the two edges together. I'll hold the two edges together like so. Then I'll take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch straight down. I'm going to go back and forth about 2 to 3 times to secure it properly. I'll quickly do that and show us the next step to take. I've sewn it as you can see. So the next thing to do, I'm going to turn it this way to hide the stitches. So the next thing to do, this other side, with my needle and thread, I'm going to sew loose stitches to form gathers. The normal way we normally sew loose stitches at the back of our turban cap. This is the final look, guys. As you can see, it is very easy to make. I absolutely love the outcome. This is the back view. You adjust this to be at the middle properly. It is adjustable. You can decide to raise it up or you make it flat, whichever way you want. This is the final look, guys. We've come to an end of today's tutorial. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below if you've not done so. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Also remember to click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Love you all. Bye.